the other pages and all that good stuff while I'm waiting. Hey Angie, how are you doing? I'm better today. Part of what we're going to talk about tonight is hormones and how they affect ketosis. And you probably saw my post on my regular page earlier this week about running a fever that didn't make any sense, and turns out that it's hormonal. Yay for me, getting old. If you would please make sure to share to your timeline so that everybody can see it there. I'm going to share in the group and on my timeline. Alrighty. So there's that. So happy Labor Day weekend. Hey everybody, make sure you say hey so I know who's on here and I'm able to say hey back and all that good stuff. Make sure you share to your timeline so that other people will see the live coming on. Tonight we're going to be talking about, it wasn't hot flashes. I'm going to go more into detail. Hey Steph. I'm going to go more into detail about what they've actually said so far. They just got my lab work back today, so we're going to be looking at that and seeing what they can do going forward. But pretty much what happened is my hormones went nuts and my estrogen dropped to next to nothing and my progesterone jumped, and it caused my hypothalamus, which is the temperature control in your brain, to have a little moment and caused me to run a fever because they checked everything else, and I never felt sick. I mean, I felt like I do right now. I felt fine. I was just having like a fever, and I ran a decent fever. It got up, the highest it ever got was 101.2, but for most of the day I stayed in temperature range, you know, in high temp, low grade fever range, somewhere between 99.8 and 100.8, and it just kind of bounced up and down all day. But with me being in the career that I'm in, I work with fragile respiratory children. You know, these kids are medically fragile. Their immune systems are in the dumps anyway, and so I wasn't about to take any chances being around any of these kids. So I had blood work done and they checked everything, and yeah, it turned out that it was all hormonal. So I'm just so tickled about that. Not really. And the main reason that I'm not tickled about that, and we'll just go ahead and start talking about it, is that when your hormones get out of sync and your hypothalamus is affected, well then that causes a spike in cortisol because it causes stress on the body. And as we've talked before, when cortisol spikes, so does insulin. Those two go in tandem. If your cortisol goes up, your insulin goes up. And when your insulin goes up, and you're an insulin resistant person, which I am, then it can kick you out of ketosis if you stay in that way too long. Hi Ruth, very nice to see you here tonight. We're talking about hormones and how they affect ketosis. I had a run-in with hormones this week. Hi Cindy, Donaldsonville, Georgia. I don't know where Donaldsonville is. That down south? I'm not sure where that is. We're in Rabun County. Oh, that's okay. I figured it out. We're in Rabun County, which is the extreme northeast. We are the point in Georgia. We live right up here in the extreme northeast. We're right next to Tennessee and South Carolina and North Carolina. We can get to any of them in 20 minutes. So, but with your hypothalamus, what happens is hormones in your body actually control the neurotransmitters in your brain. Neurotransmitters are those little, they're gate switches, y'all, that control the electrical impulses in your body. Now, you've heard me talk about neurotransmitters before when we talked about electrolytes. Southwest, very cool. It's very nice to know that I'm reaching a little further out than Rabun County finally. Y'all make sure to share this to your timeline so that we can reach as many people as possible. I want to make sure that anybody out there that has any of these conditions, that is trying to get their weight under control, to help their health, that I can reach them and help them as much as possible. Okay, so make sure you share it to your timeline. So those electrical impulses in your body, the neurotransmitters, those are what control all of the nerve impulses in your body, the electrical impulses. That controls your heart, your brain, your respiratory system, your digestive system. Very nice. Inverness, Florida. Very nice. Very excited. Ruth, how did you find out about me, if you don't mind me asking? And you too, Cindy. I know how these other ladies found out about me because they're from Rabun County. I've known them all my life. So when those switches get mixed up, like my hypothalamus did this week, and granted this is due to my age, Facebook, great. This is due to my age. I'm 48 years old. But now, y'all, I'm in the best health of my life, and I will say that 1,000 times over. But what happened this week, honestly, when I spoke with the physicians, they informed me that I have probably been having temperature fluctuations every month for years and just didn't notice it. And because of how this occurred Wednesday morning, I checked my temperature. Okay, now, for those of you that don't know what happened to me on Wednesday, I woke up Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. I was absolutely freezing. I mean, physically shivering. And yes, it has been cooler here in the mornings, but not that cold. I'm a cold weather girl anyway. I like cold weather. And I was miserable when I woke up. Now, I am a pediatric home health nurse. I take care of medically fragile children. Most of them have respiratory diseases or immune disorders that make them extremely fragile to any type of outside stimuli. So the first thing I did when I woke up shivering was I thought, oh Lord, I'm running a fever. I have no idea why. And I took my temperature. My temperature was 100.8. Now that doesn't sound that bad, and any other day of the week it wouldn't have bothered me. But the thing is that I'd been with a patient the day before who was extremely immunocompromised, and it scared the daylights out of me because I work very closely with these children. And so I contacted the child's mother. I knew that she was up at that point in time, and let her know, you know, you need to check your child's temperature. I woke up running a temperature this morning. When I got off the phone with her, I had to call out of work because I wasn't going to take a chance with any of the other children. And then I took 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen, or Tylenol. Normally that would knock a low-grade temp out in a heartbeat. An hour later at 7 o'clock, I took my temp again. It was 101.8, or 101.2, I'm sorry. It was 100.8 when I first took it at 6. It had gone up to 101.2 an hour later, and this is with Tylenol on board. So it scared me. So as soon as the doctor's office is open, I have a lot of friends that are doctors and run clinics and such. I went and I had my blood drawn. And I was like, I need to find out what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Well, they ran every test under the sun as far as trying to find any type of infection or viral load or anything like that, because I felt perfectly fine. I did not feel sick. There has been strep going around Rabin County. I thought maybe that's what it is. They tested me, nothing. Got a flu swab, nothing. And it just happened. And I'm glad that it's all ladies that are on here right now. I'm sure some men may watch it later, but TMI, guys, y'all are just going to have to live with it for a minute. I kept having to go into the restroom. My monthly was causing me some trouble. And the doctor that was working with me is a very close friend, and he made the comment, why? What's going on? Are you vomiting? Do you have diarrhea? What's going on? Tell me what's happening. I need to know everything because we're not seeing anything wrong here. And I said, no, it's just something normal. Cindy, I'm trying to read the rest of it, but every time I touch it, it just gives me an option to do something else. But you got off glimepiride, metformin's cut in half, dropped 20 units of insulin, 50 pounds, dropped 2 sizes. I can't read the rest of that comment quite yet, but I will read it as soon as I can. Congratulations, girl. Oh, everybody on here, send her some thumbs up and some hearts. I am super stoked. That is awesome. I am so proud of you. So anyways, back to my story. He says, okay, then we're adding something to the panel. We're going to check your hormone levels. And I was like, I know that you can have some temperature fluctuations, but what are you thinking? And hi, Rebecca. Why will this not let me read my comments here? Maybe I can read it over here. There we go. I can see it over there. Girl, that A1C looks incredible. All right, so what may be going on if your weight loss is stalled? And now, I do set protein to current weight, not to ideal weight, because I'm going to tell you, your protein is necessary for your you need those amino acids to help with those neurotransmitters. And if you're larger and you're setting your protein too low, then it can cause some problems. But what I will recommend is that you take and adjust your protein. Just remember, if you adjust your protein down, your fats have to go up so that you maintain that caloric intake to stay above your BMR, okay? Because you never ever want to drop below that BMR with your caloric intake, because if you do for a sustained period of time, you can cause more metabolic damage and it can cause you to stall severely. Also, I don't know your age. I don't know if you're premenopausal, postmenopausal, but that's pretty much where I'm going with this tonight. The doctor, we got my labs back today on my hormone levels, and I have been premenopausal for about 10 years, and he pretty much said we're getting close to the end. And that's what's happening, is my body's just kind of having itself a little heyday, and he's wanting to look into hormone replacement therapy at this point. Well, I'm not real crazy about that, because I just got off all my medication and I feel better than I ever have. I don't feel like my hormones are out of whack. I don't feel like, because I'm a nurse, I've studied hormones, and through the last year and 3 months, I have studied all about hormones and the endocrine system and everything else, trying to figure out, what works best for different people. Because when I'm coaching some people, everybody's different. Every individual is different, and this journey is different for every person. So Cindy, if you're wanting to drop your protein down some, you may need to do that. I don't know what you started out with at your protein, but what I usually recommend is that you drop your protein by 10 grams and raise your fat by 10. Or you can even just raise your fat by 5, because protein calories are 4 calories a gram, whereas fat calories are 9 calories a gram. So you can drop your protein by 10, raise your fat by 5 if you want to. You don't have to stay exactly on that. I don't tell people they have to stay right on their macros. I don't want to be a macros Nazi. My biggest thing is you finding that combination that works for you. Obviously, the combination you were working with worked before, but you lost 50 pounds. And with 50-pound loss, you need to refigure those macros anyway. That is a significant weight loss. Not to mention, you've done a lot of healing to your body. Your body is now, you're working with insulin better. Insulin is getting in, it's moving that glucose into your cells the way it's supposed to, and it's getting everything. Was doing 72, dropped to 50. Now, what I'm going to say is maybe do that for 2 weeks. Okay, see where you're at, see how you feel. Okay, because if you don't feel great at 50, you can bump it up to say 55. I'd like to keep everybody, with women especially, somewhere between 50 and 65. That's usually where we end up at, is between 50 and 65. 72 was actually kind of high anyway. 50 to 65 on protein, and I tell them, work with it. Bounce it around. If you've gone a month and you haven't lost a pound and you're sitting on 65, drop it down to 55 and raise your fat a little bit. If that causes you to start losing a lot of weight, but you feel real wonky, bump it up to 60. And you can do that. Do it 2 weeks at a time and see how you feel. Y'all, I'm sorry I keep looking down. I'm reading comments as I'm going. See how you feel. That's the other thing I wanted to talk to y'all about tonight on this live, is the individual. Because I get so many people that, and I see it in a lot of the other groups, and I see a lot of people posting in other groups that, well, I saw that this one did this and blah, blah, and, or somebody has a great success story. Y'all, I can't tell you how many people contact me every week wanting to know what my macros was, exactly what I eat, when I eat, what time of day I eat, how much do you exercise, how much water do you drink. Well, the thing is that what works for me may not work for you at all. Cindy, honestly, if I were to do 50 grams of protein, I would probably stall. But that's me. For me, my body is happy right around 60. Right around 60. I stay right around 60, but my carbs are next to nothing. I have gotten to a point that the only carbs that I intake are from vegetables. I don't intake carbs from anywhere else. I very rarely do any of the baked goods, even keto baked goods. I do every once in a while. Y'all saw the other day that me and Hannah split a lava cake. And honestly, after I ate it, it was, oh my gosh, y'all, it was delicious. It truly was. But after it, I kind of felt a little heavy, in my stomach. Because I don't do a lot of the flours or the baked goods or any of that stuff. For the most part, I eat meat, cheese, eggs. I incorporate cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans on a rare occasion. I eat a lot of sour cream. I eat a lot of cream cheese. I eat a lot of butter and bacon. I am actually in the process right now. I want to tell y'all about this. I'm in the process right now. I'm having a t-shirt made. And I'm going to make it available on the website and on the page and everything. But it's going to say, I live by the 3 B's of keto: butter, bacon, and BPC. Because I do. That's what's got me through. Butter, bacon, and BPC. I drink that BPC every morning, and I have bacon every day. Y'all, I buy 1.5 pounds to 3 pounds of bacon a week, depending on if it's just me and Hannah here or if my son's home. Hi, Robin. How are you doing, honey? I hadn't seen you in a while. And then butter. Y'all, I go through a lot of butter. I do butter in my coffee. When I do broccoli, I don't even melt it anymore and pour over my broccoli. I literally just cut off on the Kerrygold. You know how it comes in a piece like this big? It's like 2 sticks of butter side by side. I cut off a piece about 1/2 to 3/4 inch wide, which is about 1.5 tablespoons or 2 tablespoons of butter, and I just slap it on my Oh yes, Miss Rebecca. Have you never heard of BPC? I'm definitely going to have to talk to you. People think I'm crazy. Okay, when I first start talking to them, my mama cannot stand the thought of butter in her coffee. But I'm going to tell you, I had never drank coffee before. I'd only ever drank cappuccino. BPC is bulletproof coffee. What it is it is a transport vehicle to get your day started with healthy fats. Okay, so you make your coffee and you add coconut oil, butter, MCT oil. I also add some pink Himalayan salt to mine. I'm telling you, I do drool about the butter, girl. I love me some butter. And then sometimes I will use Torani sugar-free syrup, but I've pretty much gotten away from that and started using extracts. And right now I'm using a hazelnut extract, and it is absolutely delicious. It is absolutely delicious. And here's the secret to being able to drink coffee with butter in it. You need an emulsion blender or you need a milk frother, and you put that down in your cup and you emulsion blend or use that milk frother and do it and get it blended really, really well. It's just like drinking cappuccino. It truly is. It is absolutely delicious. It is my favorite thing of the day. It starts my day off every morning. I have a 32-ounce tumbler that I take to work every day, and on my way to work I have the little to-go cups from Walmart that you can buy, and I think there's 24 in the pack, and they're 16-ounce cups, and I drink one of those on the way to work. It's like a 20-minute drive. So that starts my day out, and it gets me lots of healthy fats started out in the morning. It gets my appetite suppressed for the day. I don't have to worry about being hungry. Today I had, you can do, like, MCT oil is great in iced coffee, and what I have heard, now I have not tried iced coffee, Rebecca, because I've never been one to drink it much, but what I've heard is if you blend it up really good first and then pour it over ice, you've got iced coffee. The only thing is now there's a lot of fat in that coffee, and so it is going to cling to your ice chips and your ice cubes and such, so you will get that. But getting that good healthy fat at the start of your day is the best thing you can do to kick off your day. For me, I do intermittent fast, but I don't extended fast. I have my BPC in the morning, and then I do usually 1 meal a day. Today I ate with a client. They took me out to lunch, and I had a salad. I carry my own ranch dressing, so I'm good there. I had just a plain salad with some ranch dressing, and we went to a place that sells pulled pork and brisket and ribs, and I asked for them naked, and I got half a pound of pork and it's called one bone. And so you get one rib with the meat on each side. And I asked for them naked. So I know that there's no sauces or anything on them. And then I put hot sauce on mine. I also put hot sauce in my salad. I put hot sauce on everything. I love Texas Pete and I love Frank's Red Hot Sauce. But the thing is that what works for me, and I don't know if you're reading that, Rebecca, but Cindy's letting you know how she does her iced coffee. And BFC. Ruth, is that BFC or did you mean BPC? Either way. It's just a way to get your day started. Now, if you're not into coffee and that's not what you want to do, you know, you can start your day off any way you want to. That is the great thing about this way of life. That is what has made this so easy for me after I spent decades trying to lose weight. I spent decades working on myself, and then about 10 years ago, I gave up on myself. And I let myself go. And I was over 300 pounds and very, very unhealthy. And that was last July. And now here I am, 15 months later, and I am down 80 pounds. But very honestly, I'm down 80 pounds, but my clothes fit like I'm down 120 pounds. I mean, I've had to get new scrubs. In fact, that's my NSV for today, y'all. I'm trying to find one every day, and my NSV for today is that I'm about to have an online yard sale to sell a bunch of scrubs, because I have a whole tote full of scrubs that I cannot wear anymore because I can stand in the leg of them. So I'm going to sell all them big scrubs and get me some smaller ones. White chocolate mocha creamer. Alright, well, the thing about white chocolate mocha creamer is that if you look on that, the carbohydrate count is outrageous. And you need to look at the ingredients list. In keto, the most important thing you can do is not just to look at the... Do I have anything sitting around here? I do. Pork rinds, y'all. I got pork rinds sitting right here. This was the gift from my daughter the other night when she came to see me. She brought me pork rinds. Now, I know this is backwards, okay? But you'll get the gist of it. Calories don't matter, okay? The only thing you're worried about with calories is whether or not you're getting above your BMR so that you maintain good metabolic function. That is it. Other than that, I don't want you worrying about calories. Then you're going to be looking here, total fat. That you want to look at because that's important. You want something that's got good fat in it. This has 5 grams of fat in a serving size, which is about a cup, it says. It says there's 5 servings in here. Y'all, that's a little bitty bag. And I will eat half of that, which is 2.5 servings, so it would be 12.5 grams of fat. Alright, then it names off cholesterol, which we don't care about because cholesterol does not matter. Ooh, that's down in southwest Georgia, though. We have a Mexican store here in town, a little Hispanic grocery store, and I'm going to go there tomorrow and see about getting homemade pork rinds, because I know they have the chicharrones, but one of my clients, she told me today that they don't have the big ones, but they have some of the smaller ones, and they also have a lot of the other stuff that we love in keto, because a lot of the Hispanic meats that they make, oh y'all, they're perfect, okay? So here's where you're wanting to look on here. Is your total carbohydrates. And when I say total, they see it says total carbohydrates right there. Oh, it's over in Alabama. That'd be a heck of a drive for me. But I am very happy for you. Pork rinds are like my favorite thing. I absolutely love them because you can season them any way you want to. You can go sweet, you can go savory. It don't matter. I count total carbs on everything except vegetables. Y'all, if it's in a package, if it was made and put in a package, if it had to go through a process, total carbs, period. I do not subtract fiber on anything that went through a process of any kind. Total carbs. This you will see is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But here's the important part, is right here. Ingredients. This up here is important. Yes, you want to look at that. But more important than anything, ingredients. On this one, I know it's backwards, but it says pork rinds, salt. That's it. No maltodextrin. No, none of that. I did have a bag sitting here that I used to use for lessons when I was teaching people one-on-one to show them the flavored pork rinds, y'all. If you buy barbecue pork rinds or salt and vinegar pork rinds or any of those, the hot and spicy pork rinds, please look at your ingredients list, because on that ingredients list you're going to see maltodextrin, you're going to see potato starch, you're going to see cornstarch, you're going to see all kinds of stuff that's added in there, and those are not okay. Those will stall you. Your body was not made to process those things, and maltodextrin, y'all, it will just throw your insulin all to pieces. It's horrible. Maltodextrin is a bad thing. What I suggest, if there's something you just cannot live without, but now you got 5 in total carbohydrates in that creamer, Rebecca, I want you to look at the ingredients. In your ingredients on that, because it's not sugar-free, I'm sure. In the ingredients, you're going to see glucose, fructose, sugar. Well, salt's good at the bottom of the ingredients, but what's at the top of the ingredients? What's those first few things that are in it? Because you can't drink whole milk. You can use heavy whipping cream, but no whole milk. No sugar. No sugar whatsoever. No any kind of sugar. That means no maple, syrup. No agave nectar. No kind of sugar whatsoever. And I have a list that is on the page, and there's like 60 different names for sugar. I will check on there and make sure that it's on there. If it's not, I will get it posted tonight. Let me write that on my little paper, because last week I almost forgot to do what I told everybody I was going to do. Sugar names list. And I will make sure that gets up tonight. Water, cane sugar, and palm oil. Cane sugar is a no. Absolute no. That sends your blood glucose sky high, causing an insulin response, kicking you out of ketosis. What you can use, now you said that what you like is white chocolate mocha creamer. Okay, so what you could do is you could do heavy whipping cream with a little bit of pure vanilla extract, and I'm trying to think of what tends to taste a little more like white chocolate. And with the vanilla extract, what's even better is vanilla bean, real vanilla bean extract, which is hard to find and it's expensive, but you don't use but a drop or two. But if you're going for that white chocolate taste, I'll have to look at that. I will write your name down and see if there's anything that could substitute it. I doubt it, but possibly. A lot of what happens in this way of life is in that first month or so, you want to get away from the sweet, because it's an addiction, y'all. Sugar is as addictive, if not more addictive, than heroin. And it's all about getting away from that. once you do, and I know it sounds impossible to do, but I promise you it's not, it will be the easiest thing you've ever done in your life once you get past that sugar addiction and kick the sweets. Because then your body craves the things that it truly needs, okay? Now, getting back to that individual thing and talking about individuality, Rebecca, what works for you may not work for the person next to you, may not work for one of these other ladies on the live tonight, may not work for me. What I recommend is if there's something that you feel like you just cannot live without that has maltodextrin in it, this right here is what you need. This right here. This is a Keto Mojo. Best investment I've ever made. It has been what has helped me on my journey more than anything else. Because once I got my Keto Mojo, then I could truly find what affects me and what does not. When I want to try something new, something I haven't tried before, then I will do a fasting blood sugar, and after I eat it, I will do my blood sugar and my ketones and check them at 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and 90 minutes. And if your blood sugar goes back to its fasting blood sugar in 90 minutes, then you're in pretty good shape and it doesn't affect you too bad and your insulin's handling it. One thing that does work for every single person that does the ketogenic way of eating, quit snacking. You need to eat a meal and eat enough that you are satiated, that you are not hungry, that you're not going to have to snack in between meals. Because when you snack, it causes an insulin response. When you have an insulin response, then all the weight loss and the fat burning stop. That simple. So I suggest, I personally meal plan and I meal prep once a week. So I know every day of the week what I'm going to be eating. I know on Sunday what my entire week looks like. Some people don't want to do that and just don't have the time or don't want, it's just, it's too much. For those people, what I suggest is the night before. Okay, before you go to bed at night, make up your mind what you're going to eat the next day, so that you're not just going from minute to minute and you end up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and realize, oh my gosh, I have eaten way too much already today and I'm going to need to drink water for the rest of the day. Or you get to the very end of the day and you realize, oh my gosh, I've eaten too much protein today and I have not eaten half the fat that I should have eaten. And then you're sitting at home having to, down fat bombs. And some fat bombs are enjoyable, y'all, but that's not what this way of life is about. It's about learning to manage your eating habits. And it doesn't take a whole lot of work. It really doesn't. Once you learn what works for your body, then it becomes very simple. But what I'm trying to really get across tonight to everyone, and please share this so that other people see it, is that every single person is different. It may not, what I do may not work for you at all. You have to find your sweet spot, and yes, that pun is intended. You have to find that place. Exactly, Ruth. You can do 2 or 3 times a day. Now, as you get fat adapted, how long have you been doing this, Ruth? Because as you get fat adapted, your hunger's gonna go away. Thank you, Cindy. And once that hunger goes away, you really are trying to figure out, now how am I going to get in enough calories so that I do not cause metabolic damage to my body. And when I say that, y'all, what it means is if you don't eat enough calories, so you've just started, okay, you are a month and a half in, and you're getting real close at this point to being fat adapted. Oh, you're doing a 12 and 12. Very nice, Cindy. I'll be honest, I do. Well, my BPC in the morning cancels that part of my fast. So I usually eat between 5 and 6 in the evening, maybe a little bit later, and then I drink my BPC in the morning between 8:30 and 10:30 is when I have my BPC, and then I eat again, like I said, around 5 or 6 at night. So that's about all I eat. It's usually one meal a day and my BPC. The thing is that may not be what works for you. You may want to fast through breakfast and, not do a fatty BPC like I do. Now, the BPC I do, it kicks a fast. There's no way I'm fasting when I'm drinking that BPC. I think my BPC has close to 800 calories in it, and it has almost 60 grams fat in it. So I am definitely not fasting when I'm drinking that BPC. But then for the rest of the day, I am not hungry at all, and I drink water, and I'll usually do a little salt water later in the day so that I make sure I get my 2 teaspoons of Himalayan salt a day. And then I do a meal, and when I do a meal, I feast. I'm feasted or fasted. That's the way I am all the time, and that works for me. Now, 3 meals a day may work for you, Ruth, but you're getting real close at a month and a half. It's usually around a month and a half to 2 months when your body gets fat adapted, and once you hit that fat adaptation, you will be able to tell a difference, because then the hunger goes away. You are literally able to eat one good fatty meal and get through your day. Now on the weekends, I don't do BPC on Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday and Sunday, I usually have, and y'all are gonna flip, I have 5 pieces of Wright's thick cut bacon. I cut it in half and I fry it up in a pan, and then I have 3 fried eggs. One of my favorite meals. In fact, that's one of the things that I eat in the evening sometimes when I come home. But if it's a regular work day, I'll have that, and then I'll also have like some, I don't do bread cheese because it's too expensive, but I'll get the queso fresco and fry that up and have it with a little marinara or something. Good stuff. I also like the sweet salty combination, so I may do the fried eggs and the bacon, and then do some of my cinnamon sugar pork rinds. And those have a ton of fat, because those I do the melted butter with the cinnamon and the payure, and just drizzle it over my pork rinds. And the other day I actually took my pork rinds, and it was a bag like this one, okay, and this is a 2.375 ounce bag. So I mean, you can see it's about the size of my hand. It's like a snack bag. But I did about half of those and put them in a gallon Ziploc bag, and I poured my butter and cinnamon and payure in there and shook them so that it really coated all the pork rinds. Because I used to eat fried eggs with toast and jelly, and you can't have toast and jelly. So I tried the cinnamon sugar, and it was good. I won't do that a whole lot, because to be honest, I'm not a real big sweet eater anymore. I like the savory stuff a lot better nowadays. I like to put some Frank's Red Hot on a little bit of Kerrygold butter and put that over some pork rinds, or put it over some cabbage. That's some good stuff. Back to hormones and individuality. I'm praying that as I go through this transition, that my hormones stabilize and get back where they were a week ago. Because a week ago I wasn't having this problem, and I still, even though my labs this morning showed that my estrogen had bottomed out pretty much and my progesterone was sky high, I don't feel different. And the thing is that I have to get that back in balance, and keto balances your hormones. So my body is going through a transition right now, and that's not something that I can help. the best thing I can do is to eat my best and eat for health and allow my body to go through this transition and do what it can do. So if I go out for breakfast and order country ham and egg without a biscuit, shoot yeah, girl. In fact, that country ham, it's got lots and lots of sodium, so that's going to help you with your electrolytes. You can get your eggs done any way you want to. You can have them scrambled and have them add cheese. The big thing is that if you go to a place like Huddle House or Waffle House or anything like that, make sure you tell them you want cracked eggs, because you don't want the eggs in a bag, okay? And a lot of those places do that, and it has pancake batter in it. I know that IHOP, if you order scrambled eggs at IHOP, or if you order an omelet at IHOP, their eggs have pancake batter in it, and that's not okay. That'll kick you out without you even knowing. The other big thing is when you go out to eat, ask them if they have real butter. The best one that you can find out there is Land O'Lakes. Land O'Lakes whipped butter is one that a lot of restaurants carry, and that they don't put on the tables because it's a little more expensive, so they put the margarine and all that crap out there. Just ask them, tell them, I want real butter. If you get bacon, tell them you want your Waters in Westminster. I don't know. If it's a home cooking type of place, definitely. I eat at the Rusty Bike all the time here in Clayton, and they have, because of the 2030 and the keto that's going on here in the county now, and there's so many people involved in it now. In fact, I think I have 3 followers that work at the Rusty Bike now. They have sweet leaf drops in their cooler. They have heavy whipping cream in their cooler, and they have real butter. And so I'll go there and I'll get bacon and sausage, and a lot of times I get scrambled eggs with cheese, or I'll get the fried eggs. I get coffee and have them bring me all the goodies to go in it, or I take it with me. I carry a cooler everywhere I go. It's a little lunch bag. You can get them at Walmart for like $5, $6, the little cooler bags. And every single day before I leave the house, I throw in it, I have some heavy whipping cream, I have my butter, I have my salt, I have some macadamia nuts, I have a couple of string cheeses. Because with my line of work, I never know if I'm going to get stuck somewhere, or if we're going to end up on a transport and be headed to Atlanta and I won't have nothing to eat. Boiled eggs. Boiled eggs are a great, great, great snack. You can do boiled eggs. You can make them deviled. I use sour cream instead of mayonnaise because I don't like mayonnaise. So I use sour cream with my yolks. Egg yolks are extremely healthy. All that mess that we have been taught in the past has been debunked. So that's all good. Find things that work for you, okay? Don't worry about what every other person on the internet has posted that worked for them. Yes, take tips from it, try it for yourself, but find what works for you. Now, it is 12 minutes to 8. I went off keto a day and tried a sub sandwich. Here's my other question for you, Ruth, okay, because you've only been doing this for a month and a half. Not only did it taste awful, but did you not feel super bloated afterwards? Did you not feel like you had a rock in your gut afterwards? Because I'm telling you, once you are fat adapted, when you take in those unhealthy carbs and that sugar and the bread and the pasta and all that mess, even if it tastes delicious, because I'll tell you, there's some stuff out there that would still taste delicious, but your body will be so mad at you and you'll feel like crud fuzzy. Crud fuzzy. I have cheated a handful of times in my year and 3 months. And every single time I'm like, what in the heck am I doing? Because very honestly, when you cheat, you throw yourself out of ketosis, and it takes between 72 and 96 hours to get back into ketosis, depending on your body and how deep in ketosis you were. I Do not recommend cheating at all. Not at all. I promise you there are options, especially if you like the sub sandwiches. You can get a sub sandwich made into a salad. Or you can have them do it and wrap it in romaine lettuce instead of a bun. And it's delicious. I have them do that at Subway sometimes. But I'll tell you, Subway, all their meats are non-keto. All their meats contain sugar. So does Taco Bell. Everything at Taco Bell has sugar in it. Most every fast food place does, y'all. The hamburger patties and all that mess, and it's not real cheese. I can promise you that. I can even tell the difference. Like last night, my daughter wanted to go through Taco Bell, and so I was like, okay, fine, we'll go through Taco Bell. So I got one of their protein packs or whatever it is, and I know that it's not perfect because there's sugar in their meat. And I got it without beans, without rice, you know. It was pretty much just lettuce and meat and cheese. And I asked for extra guacamole and extra sour cream. Now, y'all, when I opened that sour cream up, I could tell that it was light sour cream. You want to know why? Because it didn't look rich. It wasn't white. It was like a little translucent. So, if you have to eat out, try to eat at places like Waters or the Rusty Bike. Places that actually cook their food, not fast food joints. Fast food joints are no good. And when you eat at Waters and Rusty Bike and places like that, you have to ask. Be your own health advocate. Because, y'all, this way of life, it will heal your body. It will change your life. I have really enjoyed talking to you guys tonight. If you're watching this on the replay, if you have any questions, please make sure to post them in the comments or go ahead and just PM me on the Sassy Keto Nurse. I try my very best to answer all questions within 24 hours. If you need help getting started on keto, please PM me or email me and let's get you started. I will be happy to be your coach and to set up your macros, to set you on a meal plan if you need that. Now, a startup packet is $25. That is your macros calculated and a meal plan that you can stretch for about a month, because I give you lots of options. The meal plans include not only your meals, you will get 3 to 4 options in a breakfast option, a lunch option, a dinner option, and then you get a long list of snacks. You also get the recipes for anything that is listed in the meal plan, and you get a shopping list to go with it. I also give you some tips and tricks for keto when you order the meal plans, and let you know when you need to figure your macros again. Along with that, you have access to me. You can send me emails, you can send me PMs. I'm happy to answer questions anytime you have them. If I don't get back to you within 24 hours, please send again. Don't feel like you're harassing me, okay? I am super crazy busy I have children at home and I have a full-time job, and I try my very best to get everything answered within 24 hours. But if I don't answer you within 24 hours, please, please, please message me again so that it hits me again and says, hey, Melissa. And I promise I will do everything I can to help you. If you have a friend or a family member that has diabetes, that is obese, that has high blood pressure, high cholesterol, an autoimmune disease, Hashimoto's, thyroid problems, liver, fatty liver, any of these things, y'all, please share this with them. Please have them contact me and let me talk to them. Please spread the word, because we need to get as many people healthy as possible. This country is going down the drain. Diabetes is killing this country. We are all insulin resistant. Metabolic syndrome has taken over. And yes, metabolic syndrome includes several different things in your body, but I promise you, 50% of the population has metabolic syndrome and doesn't even know it. So if you know somebody that needs this help, please have them contact me. All my contact information is, of course, on the page, and I will also list it in the description of this live. Y'all have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Please stay safe. Stay off the roads if you can, because they're going to be horrible. And if you live near a lake like me, this is not the weekend for it. Because all the tourists will be on the lake this weekend. So I will be steering clear of Lake Burton this weekend. You guys have a great weekend. It has been wonderful talking to you. I hope that something I said tonight helped you. And if it didn't, I hope it helps someone else. God bless you. Have a great night.